Ladies and gentlemen, it has been 1 year of ownership with my Golf R. I know what a lot of you guys are thinking. Now, probably I'm gonna get asked in the comments, now how would I compare this to my last car being my Mk7 GTI with stage 2 tune? You know, what is it like getting back into kind of a stock car, but still sort of an upgrade? And I'm always gonna really think of this car as the upgrade, as many people would. There's pros and cons of both cars, of course, but I'm really not gonna really cover the comparison in this video. I've already actually done a few videos on that, so definitely check those out. In this video, I wanna talk about my 1 year of ownership with this car, tell you everything that I've pretty much done to it so far, maybe a little touch on the plans. I've also made a video talking about sort of the plans that I've had, but I wanna talk to you guys sort of about my running costs and just expenses in general. Yeah, so anyway, guys, 1 year with this Golf R. I picked it up actually about like a year and a month ago. Anyway, all right, so 1 year with this beautiful beast. You know, you could argue not much has been done to this car, and you'd probably be right. I haven't done too much to this car, and I'm not necessarily, that's not on purpose per se, that's just kind of, it's just probably financial reasons. And then of course, you know, I've just had school and I've just really not had the ability to kind of just really get into modifications. But I will say right off the bat, we have done a couple relatively significant mods to this car. Right off the bat, I think one of the things that you can see the most, that stand out the most, are the badge skins that I have all around the car. Now, I kind of went with this acid yellow, acid green look, and as you can see, it really stands out on the brake calipers. Of course, I have it on the badge here as well. More recently, I've actually applied the blackout chrome piece to the grille, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to black out my Volkswagen emblem. So I'm going to have to reach out to them, and we'll probably black out all of the chrome. That's kind of my goal for the aesthetics of this car. The more I think about it, the more I want to do it. I'd love to actually darken that out, maybe tint the side markers as well. Again, I want to eliminate all the chrome possible. Believe it or not, if you guys didn't know, right in the lower grille there's chrome, and it's pretty crazy, but this right here is chrome. So I'll be blacking that out as well. Again, it's a tedious process, but the end result is what we care about. I've actually am on my second set of tires right now. These were about 900 bucks for the Continental DWS 06s. It's an all-season tire. It's my outgoing tire was the stock Pirelli, or not Pirelli, but the Conti Sport contacts, I believe. And that was more of a summer tread, and I ran those through the winter time, and I recommend not doing that. And of course, the car is ceramic coated as well. I needed to kind of do that. I have 20% tints on the rear windows. In New Hampshire, you can't have the fronts tinted. I'd love to kind of get that doctor's note that allows that. Maybe sometime down the road I'll do that. It's a bit of a process, but maybe at some point I'll do that. We'll see. Coming alongside to the back, 20% on the rear hatch and Euro tails, and of course you can see that acid yellow, acid green theme follows through to there as well. Now, right as we look down, we have a Remus Exhaust. This is the, I think, 3 or 4 inch pipes, and they are really aggressive. They look really cool. I think at some point I'm gonna probably swap out these tips and see if Remus is willing enough to send me the carbon tips, because I'd love to put those on this car. It would look fantastic. And I also plan on blacking that out too. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, so send me some suggestions. I'd love to see the suggestions. But yeah, this exhaust is really one of my favorite mods that I've ever done to a car in general. Granted, this is my second build ever. I've never really personally considered an expensive exhaust for a car, especially a 4-cylinder, but being valved and being a Remus system, an exhaust system where so much R&D went into developing this exhaust, that it kills. It sounds so good. The DSG shifts sound really good. There's no drone. I don't know. I just love it, and I really think it suits the car perfectly. And I will have a sound video out shortly. And just before I kind of conclude the mods that I've done, I'll show you one final mod, which is also equally as important and just as fun when it comes to sounds and aesthetics. I will have another follow-up review on this. But as you guys can see right here, we have the APR open filter, open intake. So yeah, this thing is really cool. It's a huge 7-inch cone. I believe it's 7 inches. It's massive. It makes all the right noises, and I love it. It's so great. So a really awesome mod. I have an inlet pipe that I plan on doing really shortly. I just have to find the time. But yeah, that is pretty much that. So that pretty much goes over all the things that I've done to this car. Now, as far as how much I've spent on the car already, so the Euro tails, $900, the Remus exhaust, that was around $2,000, and the intake was around $400. So if I'm doing the math, 13, so around, I think, $3,300 in mods already. So believe it or not, these cars are actually really expensive to modify. One of the big downsides of the Golf R is the fact that and I don't know, maybe just because there's not many Golf Rs and not many people are modifying these cars. I know a lot of people do modify Golf Rs, but there's just not as many Golf Rs as there are GTIs. I'm not sure what the exact reason is, but just parts on Golf Rs are just a lot more expensive than GTIs. The fortunate thing is there's a lot of things that you can actually kind of transfer over. So the inlet pipe, the intake, a lot of those cars share. I mean, you could put this exact intake into the Audi A3, the GTI, the S3, I mean, you name it. Not the RS3, totally different system, but overall, they all kind of share the same exact intake, and there's a lot of parts that you can kind of cross by, which is really nice. So a year and a month ago, I spent around $36,000 on this car, and now the car is worth just around, I would say, a conservative $40,000, maybe $39,000, which is insane because the value shot up, and I've driven this car just around 16,000 miles, and so now it's at 20,000 miles, and great. I've had no problems. I've had zero problems at all. There are a couple things that, like, I would call them maybe slight hiccups that the car sometimes occasionally, like when the DSG is cold and I'm just driving, and you know, I put it in normal, or I put it in manual mode, and I just want to manually shift it. If the DSG isn't warm enough, sometimes it really grabs gears. Another thing I'm noticing is when I do launch control and I'm really on it and I have like a decent amount of people in the car, it'll kind of hop. And so I don't really want to put that type of stress on the car, so I really don't launch it with many people in the car. I don't really launch it that much in general, and I really wait for it to warm up before I kind of go into manual mode, and you know, and especially race mode as well. But yeah, guys, this car has been really good to me. You know, costs have been relatively not that bad. It's pretty much just car payments at that point, and you know, that's really reasonable and livable, especially. So guys, I'm loving this car. It's so much fun. I would argue that this car is one of those cars that like is extremely fun right out of the box. It's one of those extremely fun cars that, you know, don't require much work at all to purely enjoy. You know, and I would argue, like, for the, you know, for the price, a Focus RS would be very comparable in a more aggressive, quick, you know, visceral way. The thing that I wouldn't necessarily say that is great about the Focus is the daily drivability is just not super there. The ride is a little uncomfortable, the interior is a little plasticky, and the cool thing about this car is it's quite the opposite. This is a really comfortable ride. It's on 19s and it still rides really nicely. I really can't complain. It's such a great all-arounder car, and it has the performance. You know, it's just a comfortable car, and I really like commuting in it, especially on long trips. Now, in conclusion, I wouldn't say that this is the perfect car for the money. I really personally believe the GTI is the best bang for your buck car. However, if you want that all-wheel drive and that, you know, you don't really need it, but if you want to really put down that power and really feel the car, you know, and it has that DCC and the bigger brakes, but overall, it just feels like a better car. And I know I said I wouldn't be comparing both cars, but you know, just to clear that up, it's a better car. It just feels a lot more planted, a lot more refined, but still, GTI for the money is probably the best bang for your buck. A GTI is a great starting point, and I would say for anyone looking, buy a GTI. It's so much fun. You know, these cars are a huge premium, if not maybe even now double the price of what a GTI would be. It's just one of those things, food for thought. Really consider it, do your research. But I love this car. It's been a great year. We'll see what happens, what future holds for this car. Hopefully we got a lot more cool mods done to this car. Again, I'm really focused on a nice mix between aesthetic and performance. We're gonna go full bolt-on before we see any tuning, but yeah, I'm really stoked for what the future holds, and I wanna thank all of you guys for supporting me so much. I really appreciate it. I mean it so much. There's gonna be a lot more cool content to come. I just got my first paycheck. I work a full-time job. I'm probably gonna blow it on car parts, which is good for you guys and probably good for me. Bad for my wallet, doesn't matter. We're gonna stay on it, guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting me again, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace and love.